Hello everyone, welcome back to Thrifting After Work. My name is David and today we are going to be talking about how to maximize our stimulus checks to give us the best return on that money. Also, I just want to thank everybody. We did hit 100 subscribers this last weekend. Thank you so much for the support. It means so much to me. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like the video, comment below on what you feel like you're going to be using your stimulus for. And if you have any tips and tricks, please list those in the chat and in the comments section. It will help out a lot of people, and that means a lot. So first, I do want to acknowledge that this video is not going to be for everybody. There are a lot of people right now that are struggling through this pandemic, and this stimulus that everybody is receiving for a lot of people is life-saving. It's putting food on the table, it's paying rent, it's paying for your mortgage, it's paying your car payment, it's keeping you afloat. And I do want to just start by paying respect and talking about the fact that, you know, my heart goes out to everybody who's in that situation, and I cross my fingers and I hope that you will get out of there soon and be back on your feet. But today we are going to be talking a little bit on how to maximize and what to do with those stimulus funds that we're going to be getting. And I'm going to give you my examples and what I'm going to be doing with mine, and give you some tips and tricks, not only to turn that money into profit, but also what to do with that money to set yourself up for better success in the future. Let's start. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, and this is true for any time you get any money, whether it's your paycheck, whether it's gift, inheritance, stimulus check, is make a plan. Making a plan for that money means that it's not going to just disappear and you're going to be sitting there with an empty bank account or a zero on that number thinking, what happened? I had $600, I had $1,200, I had $2,400, and now it's all gone. It's going to first start with making a plan, making a budget, figuring out how we're going to split that money up or where we're going to be putting that money. And again, that goes for even people who need this to sustain, knowing where you're putting that money. Again, whether it is groceries, rent, credit card bills, car payment, allocating where that money goes is going to make sure that it does go to those places and that it doesn't disappear in the long run. All right, so let's talk about how we want to split that money up. Again, this is going to be for those of us who are, thankfully in a good situation and are able to make a plan for that money that's going to help us in the long run, whether that's investing in our business, investing in ourselves, or literally investing that money. So let's talk about splitting that money. Now we have a whole, pie. We want to essentially make a pie chart of that money and figuring out what percentage is going to go where. So the first subject we're going to talk about is savings. Now, this again is money that you're going to put completely aside, whether it's for a rainy day, whether it's you're saving up for, a life event. You're going to put money into savings, and that could range anywhere from 100%, if that's what you're looking for, all the way down to, I would say at the least 25% should go into savings. Now I'm going to use some of my figures as an example. Now I am married and I have 2 children, so my stimulus was $2,400, $600 per person. Personally, I'm going to be taking $1,200 of that as 50% and putting that just straight into savings. That's what I feel is going to work best for me and my personal goals. Now what's going to work best for you, it could range anywhere, again, between that 100%. I would say at the least amount you want to save 25%, to say the least. And now let's talk about investing. And I'm going to talk about literal investing right now. We want to make our money work for us. And now we can do that in a couple different ways. We can invest into a business and making a profit, or we can invest into the stock market. And there's a couple different tools that I use that I wanted to share with everybody to help you reach those goals. And the 2 tools that I use are 2 apps that I have on my phone. The first one is Robinhood. Now, Robinhood is an excellent starter app for anyone just looking to break into investing and getting into the stock market. It lets you purchase individual stocks, gives you a lot of great information, and will help you get started in investing into your future. Again, having the money in the savings is great if you're saving for a specific goal, but we want to make our money work for us. And the easiest way to do that is by getting into some simple investing and make that money work for us in the long term in the form of compound interest. Now, I'm not going to do, go a full video into compound interest. There's hundreds and thousands of videos out there on investing. I'm just want to give you those basic tools that I use. Now, the second tool that I use is an app called Acorns, and I really, really love the app Acorns. It's completely hands-off. There's, once you set it up, you set it and forget it, and you never have to touch it again, and it builds money for you passively in two different forms. The one that I would recommend, sign up for the app and sign up for their Roundup program. Now, Roundups, what that works is every purchase you make on your debit card, what it does is it rounds that purchase to the nearest dollar, and that difference it puts into an investment account for you, and that is a diversified investment account similar to a 401k, and that money just starts building and building and building passively. You don't even think about that. It's 25 cents here, 50 cents there, 97 cents there if it's close to $1, and we'll just slowly over time start building. And I'll put it up on the screen here. I've been doing it for about a year and a half, and I have almost $900 that have built into there. And again, that's money that I've put in as well as money that's earned. I believe it's around $100 and something that I've earned just having my money in that account over that time. Again, really just passively. So figuring out what portion of your stimulus you want to put into an investment is going to be important as well. So again, we have our first bucket, which is going to be savings, our second bucket, which is going to be investments. Now, the third bucket and how we're going to maximize that stimulus check is putting that money to work in whatever form of side hustle that you have, or side business or main business, to invest and make money. Personally, I've been doing reselling, and this is the channel that's been following that. So I'm going to talk about how I'm using that money. So for me, again, 50% for me, I put in savings. I'm going to be putting 25% into investments, which is $600. And the last $600, I'm going to be investing into my side business of reselling. And I'm going to do that in a couple different ways. I've already started doing that in my last video, where I revamped my inventory setup. Again, that doesn't make me any money, but it makes it easier for you to make money in the long run. So I spent a portion of money on some storage and some bins, reorganizing what I'm doing. Now, the rest of that $600, I'm going to be investing into products, into inventory to resell. I have some of it behind me here. Again, some high-end inventory that's been working really well for me. Sealed electronics, which I have here in that Polaroid. Running shoes sell really, really well for me. I have some Asics and some Adidas behind me. Again, be careful with the brands. Some brands, even though they're name brands, don't sell as well. And some genres of shoes, if you will, sell better than others. Sneakers, walking shoes, running shoes, athletic shoes, all kind of sell differently. So look at what works best for you and put money into there. And then the last one is just goods. And there's some, when you have a little bit more money to put in, you can purchase a little bit better goods. I recently picked up a set of Revere wear, which I have back here that I polished up. A full set I found at a thrift store for about $60. Again, that's now 10% of the money that I'm putting into my business, but I should be able to double, if not triple, my money on that investment. So again, putting in that $600, for me, my goal is to turn that into at least $1,200, if not more, by strategically sourcing my items and making sure that I'm maximizing that money and putting it into the right place. Again, we should treat this as a little bit differently than just the normal money that we get in, whether it's from paychecks or from the business that we have, and really try to maximize that money to get the most out of it. This is, for some of us, again, a life-sustaining, wellness-sustaining funds. For other of us, it is, a bonus and added funds that we're receiving to help us. And again, the last thing we want to do is just throw that money out. Throw it out and, not see any return on there. We want to see a return on there. We want to turn that money into profit for ourselves to help us better in the future. And again, if you're not in a place where you can do that, use that money to help you get to that place where you can eventually start making extra money for yourself. So as a quick recap, we have that stimulus check that we received. What first thing we want to do is make a plan. The second thing we want to do is figure out how much we're going to save. The third thing we want to do is figure out how much we're going to invest. And the fourth thing we're going to do is figure out how much money we want to put in to our business to help us bring that business forward. Again, that can look from inventory to supplies. If you make your own things, if you drive, in Uber, maybe it's, upgrading some of your car, something in your car to get you better ratings. There's so many different ways that money can work for you, even if it's not in the form of a tangible item that you're going to sell. If it helps you make more money in the future, or elongate your business in some way, or widen your reach, or do something like that, don't feel like you're not using your money wisely if you're not buying tangible items that will completely return. There's also, again, passive return from upgrading and changing your methods and maximizing efficiencies. So if you can put the money in those areas, it's going to help you just as much. Thanks everyone again for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Again, please, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Again, we just hit 100 subscribers. It means so much to me, and I hope this is helpful for you. Like the video, comment below. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.